Well, we are live. Yay! I need to say I'm really excited about this one because I think two good friends of me are here, two Microsoft MVPs, and as well I need to say a little bit colleagues, not really, but different kind of partners. But we have a lot in common with each other. We working all the three of us at a Microsoft partner. We are really excited about Copilots, but as well about the Frontier program, but as well Frontier Insights, how we call it, all the things that happening around like transformation, I would say, like things that happening around AI. And I'm really excited to be here with Pascal. Pascal, maybe you can introduce yourself as well a little bit for the people who don't know.
So super excited to our third episode, Femke. Now
Mm,
already with a special guest. I'm Pascal. I lead modern work here in Switzerland for Campana and Schott. Have the pleasure to be a Microsoft MVP in Copilot and extensibility. But I would say our special guest today is the Global Partner of the Year winner. Super excited to have you here, Aki. Maybe you can introduce yourself and also what is all about your frontier transformation journey. Excited to hear.
yes.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for your kind words, both of you, because you are two amazing MVPs. You know so much about Copilot, Frontier work, and everything. I learn always so much when I'm lucky enough to get to speak with you. So it's an honor to be here. But my name is Aki Antman. I've been a Microsoft partner for quite a long time, actually exactly 30 years. So that's quite a long time. I have been working with Copilot.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a long time.
How old are you? Sorry.
That's a good question.
No. Never ask. Sorry.
It's completely fine, of course. But I have been working with Copilot since the day one. We actually started our first customer engagements a little bit over 3 years ago with the first customers in the world. And I have loved it ever since. But of course, nowadays, Copilot is finally the product everyone was waiting it to be from the day one, because now it can work with you and it can work for you. And that's what the Frontier is all about. Of course, agentic AI is changing the game in every area.
True. Yeah, definitely. And a lot of things changing. And I'm curious about to hear, like, how do you manage that, and what kind of advice can you give others about like all the things that's coming out like every day?
Yeah, I think the best advice is that if you are really doing something and agents are not working for you 24/7, then you are definitely doing something wrong. Because as we speak, my agents, they are researching information, they are building software, they are tracking what's happening in my company, what's happening at our customers. So even I'm here talking with you, having fun, but agents are still working for me all the time.
This is exactly what we all talking about, right? So it's not about the saving time itself, but it's about what are we what are we able to do? So as you've mentioned, while you're working or while you're talking to us, Aki, you have agent that is working for you. So especially since you own your own company, I think one of the most critical parts are also this executive buy-in, and maybe also if you talk to other CXOs, what are the storylines you heard, maybe also what you see on the market, and what's the crucial part of an CXO these days?
Yeah, I'm lucky enough because, as you know, I have been focusing entirely on Sulava MEA, so Sulava in the Middle East and Africa region for the past year. And we are lucky to be headquartered in Dubai and in the UAE. And they just passed a new rule only 2 weeks ago, that every public sector organization in Dubai, they have to be running at least 50% of their processes on agentic AI within 2 years. And we are counting the clock. And now just 2 weeks ago, they extended that rule to private companies as well, meaning that all companies and public sector organizations in Dubai, they have to be running at least half of their processes on agentic AI within 2 years. And now
how are they doing that with all the energy and all the like data centers and like how is that? How they manage that?
Well, they are building new ones all the time. There has been so many investments in the country and by the country for data centers and computing power, and they are prepared for that. But that's a big question. But now we are in a place where the customers are literally calling us not every day but every hour and saying, "Aki, we need agentic AI use cases as soon as possible," and it's understandable because they have to. And I love it because the innovation never stops, and we have to keep up with coming new and new real agentic AI use cases. And nowadays, we are seeing that many customers are asking for use cases that actually Copilot can do out of the box, or you can do with first-party agents easily, just use research or something like that. And now, of course, we have Copilot Cowork in the frontier, and you can do so many things with that alone. And when you add in the plugins and the skills, then it can do so many things. So basically, many of the use cases that the customers are thinking about, they can be done in minutes.
Yeah, so they can do it by themselves in co-work and doing
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
What
we
is
are building so many Copilot Cowork plugins. So basically, you just package the skills and backend connectivity, and then you are good to go.
yeah,
You like
true. So what about like we talked about now like from C-level, but what about adoption? Like I can imagine that like scaling with adoption is also something that you see now a lot of, or is it something that you see like people are like they need to move? So I think are they investing in adoption right away?
Yes, they are. I think we were holding like adoption workshops in person or trainings yesterday for 16 different customers on one day alone.
Wow.
and
Yeah, that's quite amazing. And they are all big customers and they were like big events. Most of them had like hundreds of people participating. And of course, we were running some smaller innovation workshops, some white glove stuff for the leaderships and stuff like that. But still, they are literally investing a lot of in that. And it's mandatory. We can automate some of that. We can do a lot of learning online, but still you need some real adoption and change management. You need some in-person training. There's no way around that.
And I also think that the UAE or the highest or the number one country in the adoption rate, as far as I know. So I think it's inspiring
Well,
to hear.
yeah. And I think now we understand why.
Yeah, it's a rule, and they have done many things like that. Because, for example, I think it was 2017, 18, or something like that. They just decided that we will go paperless in the public sector, and they just announced it. Not how to do it. They just told in 2 years you have to go paperless, and now they are. They did it in 2 years. That's the way how they do things. And I'm, of course, European from Finland, born and raised here. But still, our bureaucracy, it's like something we talk about something for 5 years and then we wonder why we didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. I think we have the same here. Yeah.
Same in Switzerland. But
Yeah.
at least also in Switzerland, there is a new offer to receive the post also digitally. So let's see how it goes forward.
Yeah, well, that looks that's exciting.
Yeah, that makes sense. If it's
Oh,
like
awesome.
writing, if it's like a computer in the post, it would be like interesting.
Yeah.
You receive
So-
tokens.
I would like to look a little bit back, like when you won the award, the Copilot Partner of the Year Global. It was global, right? Tell us something more. What exactly was it, and why did the company win? What can we learn about your success?
So if I may go back in time a year before that, so 23, we were, sorry, 24, we were finalists in Copilot area globally. Then I think Accenture and Avanade won. The other finalists were EI, PwC, and then a small Sulava. And we were like, what happened? So how come we can be a global finalist? And our market is mostly like in Finland and in Europe. And we are not a global player like those others. and we were like, okay, this is amazing. And it was because we were able to have such a high adoption rates for the Copilot early on in Finland. And we had so many customers that started piloting Copilot and bought the 300 licenses. If you remember back then, that was the only amount you could buy. And we deployed them and we had very high usage rates and the customers were happy because we were doing the trainings, the adoption and change management, changing the mindset of people and making sure that because back then prompting was the thing and the Copilot was still like very early on. And it was amazing. And then, of course, we did reapply last year, and we thought it would be almost impossible to like be a global finalist again. And then, to our surprise, we won it. We were like, "Whoa, what now happened?" And then the KPMG, they were running up to us. And that was, of course, because we were already scaling quite a lot in the UAE and in the Gulf region. And we had some amazingly big customers like the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. We deployed them 20,000 licenses in the early 25. And so I think that's the reason that we were able to do it at scale, meaning many number of customers. And at those customers where we operated in, we were able to scale it throughout the whole company and started doing wall-to-wall Copilot adoptions before people even started talking about wall-to-wall adoption.
Wow,
And I think
awesome.
it's great to hear from my end because we were a global finalist last year, Aki, and you won. So
now you know why. Again, yeah.
Now, I wish that we do the Aki move for this fiscal year. So let's see how it goes.
Well, yeah. Thumbs up.
Yeah, but you have been Femke also winning so many prizes, and you are, of course, the country partner of the year in Copilot, and you have won like I don't even know tens and hundreds of awards. You know how it goes, but it's like the culmination of the hard work you have done throughout the year, and of course, working very closely together with Microsoft, working together with other partners, and especially with and for our customers. That's the main thing.
That's true. That's true. And one of the things that I absolutely love is that, well, we all come together as well. Like we were in Seattle with the MVP Summit a few months ago already. And then we celebrate like the Partner of the Year with the three of us, but not only with the three of us, we had as well Gloria with us where we were invited. Hello, Gloria.
Gloria, thank you. It was an amazing evening.
But well, yeah, it's fun that it's also like I really like the sharing part. Like we not only that we are all win our awards, but as well that we can share what we learned from like technology perspective, but as well from a partner perspective, because like we are in different kind of regions and we are not well, we can share what we want and we can learn from each other. So I just want to say thank you for all of that. I love that.
Yeah,
thank you both.
To you. And I think this is, as you've mentioned, always super inspiring to talk to like-minded people like you two are, and also to learn from each other. So I also always say also to my customers, so even though I'm the consultant, but I'm always learning from my customers because they have another idea, and AI is not limited to one specific approach, but rather when we extend and exchange, we can even get more out of it. So
100%. Yeah.
Powerful.
Aki, I have one question. What I see in the market right now, because like I have a new role as a Chief Transformation Officer, and the things that I've learned there, and I'm really want to know how you think about that. The things that I see is like people are using AI, one person using AI, a Copilot to co-work or another AI tool. Then we talk about like a process that we have. People see the process, they put an agent on it, or the person who use an agent, or the team that use an agent. But the real transformation is that we can think about that we like, is this the way of working that we really want? Like changing the process, using the agents, using AI, changing the way of we working, but as well with new KPIs, with a new role, new kind of way, like communication lines that we have with each other, new meeting, kind of new meetings that we're setting up, because AI is like our way of working that we do now. So we all need to learn, not only add on, but as well need to learn what the new way of working with AI is at the moment as well, when we're chasing all of our processes and that kind of way. And I'm interested to learn how you both, I think, see this, and if you see that same kind of change as well in the customers that you work with.
We definitely do and totally agree there, but we are starting to see the next wave because, as I told you, now the demand in the Gulf region, it was huge for Copilot adoption services, agentic AI, even before those announcements that now it's mandatory. But basically, we are starting to see that we cannot scale anyway doing it in normal way. We have to automate basically everything. And that's the only way we can keep the quality and have the quantity and have the scale. And nowadays, especially now with Agent 365 out, many of our customers, they have already bought E7 licenses because they definitely need the governance and compliance. They need the Agent 365, and actually, surprise, surprise, in that region, they want to be ready for digital workforce. They want to have AI teammates as soon as possible. So that's actually a big selling point for Agent 365, even though those are not even officially supported yet.
Well, yeah, we always that's always how it goes.
Always how it goes, especially in that region. But basically, it means that we have been automating almost anything and everything we do for the past 6 months. So basically, if you can automate it, you have to. And we are thinking about all the processes in a new way internally. So whether it's like creating training materials, whether it's like asking questions from the customer, whether it's like building the agents, we build everything nowadays with GitHub Copilot and Cloud Code helping us. Even Copilot Studio agents, we don't do them by hand at all anymore. They are auto-built, and we then just deploy them and stuff like that. So we need, and we have had to automate like every single process, and that changes the KPIs because we cannot track internally house anymore. The house, they don't need anything because only the outcome and the quantity and quality of the outcomes, that's the only measure. So think about it. I have been running my own consulting companies for actually 30 years, and we have always tracked house. It has been like the number one thing, and we have built house. We have actually stopped billing house entirely. We don't sell house anymore. We sell the outcomes, and it changes like everything in the process.
Well, that's interesting, and that's what you see in your company, and things are changing, but our customers as well have exactly the same. And well, it's interesting to help them on that part as well, like talking about the technology, but also the change that and the culture and the things that needs to happen at customers. It's well, it's an interesting time. I am enjoying doing that as well. Yeah.
I think it's sorry. To be honest, I think so. I totally see, Aki, where you're going. On the Swiss market, at least, I think customers are not there yet to have fully this mindset and already going all in on that way. I totally see that this will come in the future. Now more on the Swiss market, I would say we are more on the part where organizations understand, hey, we can buy a bigger amount or all in for Copilot or E7 and building the foundation to go this next step. But we are definitely not here on a main market in Switzerland. But I think it's super inspiring to hear from your side, Aki, that other regions are already thinking and doing maybe one or two steps ahead. Because as you've mentioned, I think we have to rethink business processes and also how can we leverage those, how can we achieve those new approaches faster. So as you've mentioned, Femke, super curious how it goes in the future.
I think as well, and as well when we're talking about Agent 365 and E7, and of course, like we know everyone will get that in once of time somewhere, because we actually need it to get it in track and knowing what's happening. Did you already play it by yourself with Agent 365 Aki, and how was that? Or is there something that you already using, or can you share something that we don't know, or we
Yeah, we
probably
have
know,
been
but
playing with it for over 6 months. And if you look at the organization chart in Sulava, it's not a secret. I have 3 people reporting for me. They are smooth Obi, they are smooth Yoda, and smooth C3PO. And those are the only 3 people who report to me. And they are, of course, all AI teammates. And they are in the organization chart. They, of course, have their own entry IDs. They have their identities. I can speak with them on Teams. I can email them, and they can work on documents together with me. They can fill out information to CRM or whatever for me. And they are working for me. And they are actually the only 3 people who report to me in our organization. So it's completely wonderful, and I absolutely love them.
Oh, that's really nice. But I'm also curious, like, how do you change then your organization, like that people understand that this is like you're an organization which sells it. So I think, well, you need to change, but as well, like in your organogram or in your way of working, that you say, okay, they are reporting to me. It's a big step for a lot of companies to put it in that kind of way. You just did, or how does it happen?
Ask me in 2 months. We actually announced yesterday to the whole organization that we are completely changing the structure, and we officially stopped tracking hours. We officially got rid of all the old processes. We got rid of all the status meetings and all the internal meetings and everything like that. But we are in the middle of the change. But every single person, they actually need to reapply for their roles. We are not laying off anyone. We keep on hiring new people, but actually everyone's title will change, and everyone will be part of the process that is also participated by digital teammates and AI teammates. So we are in the middle of that transformation, and we just announced it yesterday to the whole organization that now we are finally going all in, and there's no old anymore. So ask me in 2 months, how did it go?
How it goes? Well, we're going to do that because we're really curious about that. But I also want to learn a little bit about, like, how did you discuss this internally? Like, do you which kind of people are you, like, say, okay, this is what we need, and this is like the digital colleagues that we need, like this is our new structure. How did you, like, putting that up together with what is possible from technical side, what is well, you understand.
I totally understand. I'm so lucky that I'm mostly surrounded by people who think like me and who are crazy enough to do changes like this. But still, I heard it so many times. People were saying, "Okay, can we do this in phases? Can we pilot this first? Can we do this and this? Can we just slow down a little bit? Can we just do this or that? Can we not do this?" And it was like, okay, you can either be an AI company or you can be a consulting company, but there is absolutely no middle ground. Either you are a consulting company that is using AI, or you are an AI company that is getting rid of consulting. And so basically there is no middle ground, and we had so many of those discussions. And it's like fun, you always learn something, but there's always people, no matter what organization, that say that this is not the time. But there's one good thing, because now that when you are really going all in on the AI, no one can say, we tried that, it didn't work. Because usually when you try to change something, there's always someone who says that, but no one has tried this before. So at least there's one argument they can achieve.
And I think it's also super important learnings that you can share afterwards with your organization or customers, right? So as you've mentioned, many organizations just started maybe the really, really basic stuff that you've maybe already thought about 2 years ago, but they're now on that sticking point. And you already moving the next step that you are ready to get the others on board for the next phase. And I think
it's really good. Yeah. Learning by doing, right? So your own experience you can share with your customers, and that's really very good.
And we definitely need to
Yeah,
have
but we
a
were
follow-up.
doing, of course, a lot of
Sorry, just was saying,
planning, like internally, but we were using AI to the max everywhere. Yeah, so we
So
were using
how do you
AI
did?
everywhere. So all the ideas that we have done, they have been through so many AIs.
Yeah, I can imagine that there are a
And
lot of
basically, the
ideas.
thing is,
Yeah.
of course, usually yeah, and usually, of course, you have to do use AI in the right way because AI always wants to please you. And whatever you tell to any AI, it could be Claude, it could be Gemini, it could be Copilot, ChatGPT, whatever you say, they always say this is a good idea. So basically, we did all the planning this way that we said this is the plan and it was the actual plan, and then we told, for example, Copilot that this plan failed, why that happened, and then it starts explaining what's wrong with your plan. But if you ask it, says this a good plan, it says yes, okay, this is a good plan, says this and this and this. But basically, it's all about that. But yeah, it
and
was
and
like
Aki,
it wasn't easy to do the
and
planning even.
yeah, I can imagine. And I have one final question: is like, what is the like? I can imagine a lot of people have a lot of ideas, and are they building the things by themselves, or are you saying now like? Well, you have new digital colleagues, and you say this is the new organogram, and this is how we go to work. So how did you do that? Because like you can start by building your own agents and saying I'm creating this, or you can say, okay, we made this and this is how we go to do, and this is your like you can have a new kind of role, finding out what is like yeah, you can finding out what your new role is with this kind of agents. Like how did you like did that? I can imagine that you said a lot of ideas, or do you just mapping everything out and say, okay, this are the agents we are going to build?
Yeah, so basically what we did, for example, with the roles, we have like 28 titles for the people that are in different parts of the organization. We are actually running only three parts in the organization. One is build, where is the engineering, where we build all the new stuff and do the real engineering. Then we have deploy, where we take care of the customer deliveries and take care of our customers. And then we have grow, that is basically sales and marketing in the AI area. And together inside those, we have 28 different roles, and all of our employees, they need to apply to an AI portal to one of or more roles, and then we will have the new organization. So basically, we haven't named anyone. We haven't even named the leaders for those three areas. We will name them when we know where people want to be, and it's going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
quite interesting because we decided to do it this way. And I again say we are not laying off anyone. Everyone will have a role, but we don't know where people want to go. But for example, one of our people, I never thought he would want to be in the build, but he called me and said, "Okay, I have been building this and this and this on my free time with Cloud Code. I love vibe coding, and I'm actually good in coding as well. I want to be an engineer at build." I was like, "Okay, that's amazing. Of course, go ahead." But I never thought in the million years we have worked together exactly 1 year. But I didn't know that he would be interested in that. But I thought he would be like in the code doing sales. But no, he said, I want to be in engineering. So it's going to be interesting, but I don't know the outcome yet. But I'm super happy. It was like 36 hours ago we announced this to the whole organization, and no one has left. So that's a good start because
and I
Well,
we didn't know how the people would react.
and I think these are also super final words because, as mentioned, I think the whole upskilling and reskilling part is also a huge chance to each and everyone because we have so many new capabilities and possibilities thanks to AI. So it was super inspiring to hear your journey, Aki, and I'm super curious to see how it goes in the next few months. So we need definitely to do a follow up inside Frontier because I think this is
absolutely.
exactly Frontier what you're doing. So maybe we have a
Kudos.
summer um, update call. So thank
Yes,
you.
we definitely need that, and I will tell you, I promise you the honest outcome, because I don't know, I am almost certain that it will turn out amazingly nice, but you never know because I've never done this before. But I'll let you know, and we definitely need to have the follow-up.
Well,
Amazing.
we all love to learn from you. Thank you so much for sharing. And I would say have a nice weekend all, and see you the next time.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
both so
Bye-bye.
much. Have an
See
amazing
you
Friday
soon.
afternoon and weekend. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.